Hi guys, I'm in St. Louis City today checking out a ghost story. Now the property I'm on is where a church sits. However, the church is not the story. The story is about the mansion that sat here before the church was built. It was a big Romanesque revival style mansion, and it sat pretty much isolated by itself in a pretty posh area of St. Louis City. The lots on both sides of the mansion were empty lots, but it was still in a neighborhood. So in 1901, it was owned by Anna and Edward Rethwilm. Anna, she was about in her mid-40s, early 50s. Edward, he was a lot older. He was around 80 years old. And this house had a lot of complaints by the neighbors, even though they sat far from it. The neighbors claimed that there were screams and groans all night long. Now, this mansion also had bars on its windows. The neighbors also claimed that they saw the tenants in the building walking around the property late at night in their bare feet. So, I mean, this is 1901-ish. I mean, the story goes on for about 8 years. And also the neighbors said there were 2 suicides that happened here. One, a lady had jumped from the 2nd story, and the other, a teenage girl, had jumped into a well in the backyard. So this place was kind of freaky, and the neighbors dubbed it the House of Mystery. In fact, 7 bodies were carried out of this house by funeral directors in the middle of the night. Now, you're kind of wondering what's going on here. Well, Anna, she had taken this trip to Germany, and she hooked up with this Catholic priest who practiced the psychiatric methods of, I thought it was the NEEP or the NIPE method. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. But it consisted of a lot of failed psychiatric treatments. I believe one of them was where you put the patient in a tub of ice, those sorts of things. Now, that's kind of freaky. When she came back, I don't think Edward had anything to do with this, because he died in 1906, I believe. And 3 years after Edward died, finally, after 8 years of all this going on, the City of St. Louis Health Department decided to do an investigation. So, I'm at the back of the church, and this is actually where the mansion had sat. So I roll down my window here, and let me turn the camera over there so you guys can see what all I'm talking about. Okay, now this is the back of the church, but the church takes up more than where the mansion stood. So this side of the church is actually where the mansion was. And now it's really hard to, there's no parking in front or anything like that. But where I'm sitting is actually where these people, this was her yard, where these people were walking around in their bare feet, and where that well was, where the girl had committed suicide. I guess I could step out and maybe walk around. But to get to the end of the story here, when the St. Louis City Health Department decided to investigate, they decided that she was conducting a sanitarium in her home, treating patients with that failed psychic cure, the NIPE or NEEP method. So they charged her with practicing medicine without a license. Anna claimed she had turned her mansion into a philanthropic health institution for the poor, and her defense was she wasn't practicing medicine without a license because she never charged anybody anything for her cures. And she also said the screams were from her parrot she had recently purchased. In fact, the neighbors claim that she purchased this parrot to cover up the screams. After she paid her $50 fine because she was found guilty, and that's all she got, she moved on to San Francisco. She died in the early 1930s, and she requested that her body be brought back to St. Louis and buried next to her husband's in the Rethwilm family plot. Guess what? She wasn't brought to the right cemetery. They placed her in the wrong cemetery. So I'm going to check out that cemetery. It's not far from here. Maybe do a spirit box session there. Also, what I found out, one of the last people to die in her mansion was on January 12th, 1909. It was a guy named John Rolfe. So he died here. I don't know the names of anybody else, so I think I might get out my spirit box, step out of the car, and let's see what happens. Okay, I'm going to turn the camera off, though, because I got to grab my spirit box, and I got to get out of the car. All right, be right back. Okay, there it is. The site of the old Rethwilm mansion. The back, anyway. Actually, where I'm at is where the yard used to be. Over here, I think we have it's a nursing home now. And up down this way are apartment complexes. Now, there are still claims from people. They say they still hear screams. They say they see apparitions and shadows in this area. So, I'm going to get out the spirit box and maybe place it just right here. Okay. There it is. Let's turn her on and we'll just do a quick session.
S-Box. Scanning FM. Scanning AM.
Alright. Is there anybody here that wants to talk to us? My name is Shannon. Let me see if I can pull this antenna out more. Did you know Anna? Did you know Anna Rethwilm? It doesn't want to say. Okay, maybe if I do it like this. Did you know Edward Rethwilm? Oh, I think I know, right? Can you tell me your name? Yeah, this whole place is now very industrial. Actually, that's Washington University's School of Medicine. Barnes Hospital is right around here. That's an apartment complex. Did you die here? Is John Rolfe here? I know John Rolfe died here. Do you want to speak to us, John? Ooh, is that a yes? Maybe. If that's you, John, can you say the word light? Can you say the word love? How did you die? Did Anne murder you? Did you commit suicide? I don't think those are yeses. I think that's just radio interference with the white noise. Is there anybody else here who wants to speak to us? And then there's a big parking garage over here. And then some older buildings. anyone here that Anna Rethwilm murdered? Is there anyone here who committed suicide? Ooh, is that a yes? Can you tell me your name? Can you tell me what happened? Were you sick? Were you suffering? Did you walk around this property in your bare feet at night? What kind of treatments did Anna give you? Anna, are you still here? Is there anyone who wants to communicate with us? If there are any spirits here who want to communicate with us, can you say the word light? Maybe I'll walk around a little bit. Can you say the word love? What was that? Can you say that again? Can you say the word love? I think I'm just getting radio interference. Can you say your name? If there are any spirits here, did you know that Anna got buried in the wrong cemetery? Do you think she should have gotten more than a $50 fine for what she did to you? Do you think she murdered you? Well, I gotta go. If there's anything you want to say, now is the time to say it. Thank you for speaking with me, if that was you. Can you tell me your name? Can you tell me how you died? Well, I really do have to go. What was that? Can you repeat that? I do have to go. Can you say goodbye? Thank you for speaking with me. I hope you're resting in peace. Okay, I'm at St. Peter and Paul Cemetery, where Anna Rethwilm should be buried. Now, I got this section and lot number, and this part where the lots are marked, Most of that's all worn away. So I went to the funeral home across the street, and they gave me a map, and it's showing that Anna should be buried right on the road of section 18, kind of like in this area. So I'm just gonna walk these. Ah, she was wealthy, do you think? Is there anybody here? Are you here, Anna? Oh, there's an Anna. We found her! I thought she was buried in, or died in 37 is what I have in my note. Oh, I put this on her grave. Hi, Anna. How are you? Oh, maybe that's not her. There's a... She was born May 12th, or died May 12th. I guess it was 33, and she was born. I'm thinking this is her. Let me look at my notes. 1856. That says 51. I'm assuming the gravestone is correct. I can't. Laura says Laura Ruley, Anna Rethwilm Sellers, MD, buried with husband Lloyd. Okay, that wasn't her husband. So she was actually a doctor, I suppose. Grave. I have no idea. Oh, okay, because it says California. And Golden Gate National Cemetery, San Bruno, California. So I guess that was Anna's daughter. Maybe they realized they'd buried her in the wrong cemetery. And this is in St. Peter in Normandy, Missouri, outside the city of just north of St. Louis. And I guess so she wasn't alone. They put a memorial of her daughter, who's buried in San Francisco. It's interesting if that's true, because looks like her daughter became a doctor. Did you always want to be a doctor, Anna? So what do you think? I think this is it. I think it's just the research that I did just had the dates wrong. Somebody got the dates wrong. But I think this is our Anna Rethwilm, I'm sorry, I hope I'm pronouncing this name right, who ran the House of Mystery. Hi, Anna. I came to talk to you about the House of Mystery, where 7 people died under your care. Alright, I'm going to turn this off and get out my equipment, and I'll be back. Okay, got the digital recorder going. And again, if I pick up something on the digital recorder that we don't get on the spirit box, I'll post it in the evidence section on our YouTube page. So go to that evidence playlist. And here, I am going to turn on the spirit box.
S-Box. Scanning. FM.
And switch it to AM because we get less interference there.
AM.
Hi, Anna. Are you here? I'm here to talk to Anna. Do you want to talk to me? I have questions about your House of Mystery on Forest Park Ave, where 7 people died under your care. Do you know that your house is no longer there? It's a church now, a Greek Orthodox church. Did you think you were helping those people? Or did you know you were murdering them? Do you think a $50 fine was enough punishment? What about your husband? Did he die under your care too? Edward? Did you know your husband's buried in a different cemetery, St. Peter in Normandy? And you're buried here in St. Peter and Paul in St. Louis, Missouri. Was that a mistake? Were you supposed to be buried by Edward? And the rest of the Rethwilms? Was that a yes? If that was a yes, can you say that again? So when you opened your mansion hospital, was it your intention to hurt people? Why were there bars on the windows? Why were the neighbors hearing screams? If you're here, Anna, can you say the word light? To prove it's you? Can you say the word love? To prove it's you? Why did you practice psychiatric treatments when you didn't have a medical license? Why did you buy a parrot to cover up the screams? How did the 7 people die? Do you want to talk to me today? Why were your tenants forced to walk barefoot in your yard, in the grass? Who was the girl, the teenage girl, who jumped out the window? Did you know about the 2 suicides? Edward? Did you say Edward, your husband's name? Kind of a cool cemetery. Is Edward here? Did your treatments kill Edward too? What about John? John Rolfe, who died in 1909 in your house. Was he your friend? How did he die? Was he sick? Was that a yes? If that was a yes, can you say that again? What was he sick from? Do you wish you were buried by your husband, Edward? Were you buried in the wrong cemetery? Is that a yes? Do you miss your daughter? Can you say that again? Was your daughter's name LaRue? Is she buried in San Francisco? With all your money, why do you have such a tiny marker? I was expecting to see a big marker. You were a very wealthy woman. Are you resting in peace? Do those 7 people you killed, do they torment you in the afterlife? Are you sad that those 7 people died? Is there anybody else here? Anna doesn't seem to want to talk. I'm not going to stay much longer, Anna. If there's anything you want to say, now's your time. Do you want to be forgiven for those people's deaths? That was a yes. Can you say that again? All you have to do is use this noise, Anna, to talk to me. Or you can talk into this recorder, or you can talk into this camera, and I'll be able to hear you later. Is there anything you want to say? Do you want to ask for forgiveness? Do you want to tell those 7 people you're sorry? Do you say people? Do those 7 people haunt you? I have to go, Anna. I don't know if anybody else will ever come out and talk to you again. So if you want something to be said, this is your opportunity. All right. Well, thank you for saying what you have said to me. I really do hope you do ask for forgiveness and that you do find peace. And I hope you are forgiven. Can you say goodbye? Did you get buried here separate from the other Rethwilms and your husband because you did murder your husband? Was it not a mistake? Was it on purpose? Did they refuse burial in the Rethwilm plot? Okay, Anna. I'm gonna go now. Hope you find peace. Okay, so it didn't seem like Anna wanted to talk to us. I don't know, when I go back over it, maybe we did get something on the spirit box. But, yeah, it didn't seem very productive. So I'm just going to drive around this front section of the cemetery because I think it's really cool. So you can get, this is not the main entrance because I love cemeteries. Oh, there's a cemetery across the street too. Isn't that cool? All right. St. Louis has a lot of cemeteries. A lot of old ones too because we had a cholera epidemic. We had a yellow fever epidemic. And like many other places, we suffered from tuberculosis. So, a lot of St. Louisans died of these infectious diseases, unfortunately. So there's a lot of cemeteries. Look at these cool old tombstones. Here, I'll roll my window down. Might get a better look. It's a shame that people don't have tombstones like these anymore, but they're probably next to unaffordable. Isn't it cool? Over here is the mausoleum. I'll this one or not. And that's by the front entrance, so we're heading there. I don't know of anybody famous in this cemetery. I do know it's a Catholic cemetery, of course, St. Peter and Paul. There's a big, I wonder who that is. Oh, and it's really cool. Man, look at that. These crosses. Probably somebody important in the church, maybe. Oh, there's one of those. Their masons are everywhere. Okay. All right, well, I'm getting ready to leave here. And, okay, let's see who this is. Let me go over here, too. And, Philip W. Schneider? Yep, Philip Schneider. That's pretty cool. So, well, this about wraps up the House of Mystery in the Mansion House with Anna Rethwilm. I just thought that was a really interesting story. I had no idea that people were allowed to do that. Just Open your house up for all the poor sick people. Look at this angel. Can you see it? Ah, here, let me get the camera a little better. I hope you're seeing it. That is cool. Okay. I'm heading out now, and we'll see you later. Bring you another video really soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.